Hey there, welcome back to White River Homestead. I'm Shy, and today we have all sorts of cool things to talk to you about. So let's get going. Hey guys, so we're here at a local greenhouse. This is the tomato greenhouse. They will sell all of these tomatoes within the next few weeks and then replace it with a pool. This is their tropical plant greenhouse. Lara was tired of my shenanigans there. They have a lot of hibiscus and other tropical plants along in this greenhouse.
Your Instagram famous, man. I like all your posts. Your posts are good on Instagrams.
This morning, we went to our favorite local greenhouse. It's called Northern Tropics, and it's locally owned. It's actually at the lady's house. Her and her husband run it together. It's super cool. They're amazing people, but we do like to support local, so we picked up a few things, and I wanted to show you guys what we got. So everything is for the garden except for one thing, so I'll show you that first. And this is a new house plant that I've been wanting for quite a while now. We saw it at a local coffee shop, and I'm super excited to finally have one. It's a Transcendia nanook is the scientific term for that. And eventually it'll kind of flow over. I'm going to put it in a hanging pot in the house. So I'm super excited about that. But everything else I got is for the garden. So the first thing I had this plant last year, and it's chocolate peppermint, and it smells like an Andes mint, or like the little candies you get from Olive Garden. And I had it last year and it did not come back this year, so I went ahead and picked up one of those for me, and I'm going to put it in a spot so it'll definitely come back year after year. And I also got one for my mom for Mother's Day because we're building her a garden, and I really think she'd like that. I use this a lot for if I'm out in the garden and I have some water, I can pick some few pieces off of this and toss it in. It tastes wonderful. You can also put it in hot chocolate and tea and stuff like that, and it gives it a nice chocolate pepperminty flavor. But honestly, it's nice just to kind of walk past and on a hot summer day and just kind of rub your hands all over it and smell it, because the aroma of that just fills the entire garden, and I absolutely love it. The next herb I got is some Italian basil, and this thing's going wild here. And I also got some holy basil, or tulsi is how it's commonly known. But one thing I wanted to show you about this plant, as well as the tomato plant I got. If you are buying plants from a nursery, always look for the pots that have more than one plant in them, because it's a bonus. You're paying for one single one, but you're getting more than that in there. So in the bottom of this, you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stems here. So this is 4 basil plants for the price of 1. And also, I mean, my gosh, that thing is taking off like crazy. Super excited about that one. And then, so I mentioned my tomato plant that I got. This is the only tomato plant I got from there because I started everything else from seed. But these are my favorite cherry tomatoes, and they are the Sun Gold cherry tomatoes. I love these so much, and I'm excited to have them again this year. But if you can see here, I have 2 plants in this. I paid for 1, and I got 2. So that's something to definitely keep an eye out for when you're shopping at greenhouses and nurseries, is to try to get something that has more than 1 plant in it, because it's a bonus. I also picked up my favorite flower, which is these Gerber daisies. It says Mega Revolution Mix. I have no clue what color it's going to be, but I know it'll be beautiful because they all are. I actually see a couple flowers down in here about ready to bloom, or about ready to pop up. I don't know if you can see that down in there, but it looks like this one's going to be red. Really excited about that. We got some cilantro, slow bolt cilantro, which is really nice for around here, because if it gets too hot, cilantro will normally just go to seed and bolt, and it won't be good anymore. So slow bolt can deal with hotter temperatures, so you're going to get more use out of this cilantro. This is also known to come back in certain weather climates, so I'm interested to see if it comes back next year. If not, we'll buy more, no big deal, but this is going to be fantastic on our tacos. The last thing that I got for the garden before we move on to the things Lair got is this cilantro plant, and not cilantro, I lied. This is a citronella plant. I just showed you cilantro, citronella. And this I had in the garden last year, and it's a good pest deterrent. Most people know citronella as a mosquito deterrent, so that's why I put this in the garden. And also, I love the smell of these leaves. I could smell citronella plants all day long. I have no idea where any of this stuff is going yet. That's on my list this week to figure out, but that's a pretty good sized citronella plant. So I'm really excited for that. And then the last two things we picked up today, which is the main reason we go there, is this local greenhouse has so many options when it comes to hot peppers. And I don't like hot spicy stuff. Lair does, I don't. So we don't grow a ton of it. We just grow a few things. So to me, it's not worth buying the seeds and starting those hot peppers if we're not going to grow a whole lot. So that's why we get them from Northern Tropics. So the first hot pepper he got is a Sugar Rush peach pepper. We grew these last year, and they are a little too spicy for me, but the flavor it's amazing. Good enough that Lair wanted to grow them again this year. So I'm really excited that we got that, and I think it'll have we'll get a really good harvest from this year, because we got really good harvest from it last year. It produced really well for us. And then the last thing is a Scotch bonnet hot pepper. They come in a 4-pack. We won't plant all 4. We'll probably end up giving 2, if not 3 of these away. But we'll definitely plant at least 1. And we have not grown these before. I looked it up, and it says the Scoville is like 100,000, I think. So it's a super hot pepper. I won't be going anywhere near these at all. We put all of our hot peppers in one certain bed, and that's Lair's bed. He does all the hot pepper stuff because I'm a big old wuss when it comes to the hot peppers and stuff like that. Sometimes he tries to sneak them in the food on me, and it burns my mouth, but they do have really good flavor. So
really good flavor.
So that's everything we got from Northern Tropics today. I'm not saying we won't go back, because we probably will. But next weekend is when I plan on putting everything in the ground. I really wanted to put a few things in the ground this weekend, but the moon is in Aries, and Aries is a killing sign, and I know better than to try to put anything in the ground this weekend. Plus the weather for the next couple days is kind of chilly looking, so we're gonna hold off. We're gonna plant next weekend, but we will obviously do a video of all of that for you, so you can check that out. But this is what we're starting with, and I just wanted to show you guys that little plant haul that we got today. We're gonna get back to work, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. So our favorite way to trellis things is by using a cattle panel. We have several cattle panels already in the garden in our beds, and today we're gonna go ahead and put one back here in this Ruth Stout bed that we can grow stuff on this year. We had an extra cattle panel laying around. We have extra T-posts, so we figured why not go ahead and utilize them. So Lair's gonna get that going, and we will walk you through how to do that in case you want to put cattle panels in your garden. Okay, so we are out here. The first thing we're gonna do is get these T-posts put in. And these are,
You want them to be good and sturdy.
how tall are these?
6 footers.
And they go in the ground.
6 feet.
So they're 6-foot T-posts.
Roughly 2 feet. Nipple height, 4 foot.
Do we want this one, or do we
Yep.
want that post?
We want this one. About that far apart, about yay apart.
I don't know.
Yeah, that kind of matches that.
Okay.
I think we'll call that good. Nothing but precise measuring here.
Now that.
Now we got to get the cattle panel.
Are we getting it from that side, or we just lifted it over?
Lift it over. all the way on the end. Pick it up. Lift it over.
Put it on the inside.
And then inside. Bingo. Simple.
So I'd say the top of this,
8 feet.
about 8 feet there.
7-ish, 8-ish, something. Not real precise.
We'll just take some zip ties and zip tie these onto here, and then we're gonna plant something on here, but I can't tell you what yet. Probably beans,
To be determined.
but we'll figure that out later. It's there and it looks good to me. And as always, cultivate originality.